primary education or elementary education. Often in primary school or elementary school is typically the first stage of compulsory education, coming between early childhood education and secondary education. Millennium Development Goal. The United Nations Millennium Development Goal 2 is to achieve universal primary education by the year 2015, by which time they aim to ensure that all children everywhere, regardless of race or gender, will be able to complete primary schooling. Due to the fact that the United Nations are specifically focusing on sub-Saharan Africa and Southern Asia, as they are both home to the vast majority of children out of school, they hypothesize that they might not be able to reach their goal by 2015, according to the September 2010 fact sheet. This is because there are still about 69 million school-aged children who are not in school, and almost half of them are in sub-Saharan Africa and more than a quarter are in Southern Asia. In order to achieve the goal by 2015, the United Nations estimates that all children at the official entry age for primary school would have had to be attending classes by 2009. This would depend on the duration of the primary level as well as how well the schools retain students until the end of the cycle. In half of the sub-Saharan African countries, however, at least 1 in 4 children of primary school age were out of school in 2008. Also, not only is it important for children to be enrolled, but countries will need to ensure that there are a sufficient amount of teachers and classrooms to meet the demand. As of 2010 and 2015, the number of new teachers needed in sub-Saharan Africa alone equals the current teaching force in the region. The gender gap in the number of students not in school has also narrowed. Between 1999 and 2008, the number of girls not in school decreased from 57% to 53% globally. In some regions, however, there is a greater percentage. For example, in Northern Africa, 66% of out-of-school children are girls. According to the United Nations, there are many things in the regions that have been accomplished. Although enrollment in the sub-Saharan area of Africa continues to be the lowest of all regions, by 2010, it still increased by 18 percentage points, from 58% to 76%. Between 1999 and 2008, there was also progress in both Southern Asia and Northern Africa, where both countries witnessed an increase in enrollment. Southern Asia increased by 11 percentage points and Northern Africa by 8 percentage points over the last decade. Also, major advances have been made even in some of the poorest countries, again the majority of them in the sub-Saharan region of Africa. With the abolition of primary school fees in Burundi, there was an increase in primary school enrollment since 1999. It reached 99% in 2008. The United Republic of Tanzania experienced a similar outcome. The country doubled its enrollment ratio over the same period. Other regions in Latin America such as Guatemala and Nicaragua as well as Zambia in southern Africa, broke through the 90% towards greater access to primary education. Albania, Australia. In Australia, students undertake preschool then 13 years of schooling before moving to vocational or higher education. Primary schooling for most children starts after they turn 5 years old. In most states, children can be enrolled earlier at the discretion of individual school principals on the basis of intellectual giftedness. In Victoria, New South Wales, Northern Territory, and Tasmania, students then move through kindergarten, preparatory school, reception and years 1 to 6 before starting high school. In Queensland, South Australia and Western Australia, students do year 7 while still enrolled at primary school. Although most governmental primary schools are moving to a K to 6 structure to line up with the other states in order to ensure that Year 7 students are able to undertake laboratory practical components of the national syllabus. Preschool, kindergarten, 4 to 5-year-olds. Prep, reception, kindergarten, 5 to 6-year-olds. Grade, year 1, 6 to 7 years of age. grade, year 2, 7 to 8 year olds, grade, year 3, 8 to 9 year olds, grade, year 4, 9 to 10 year olds, grade, year 5, 10 to 11 year olds, grade, year 6, 11 to 12 year olds, grade, year 7, 12 to 13 year olds. Bangladesh. Brazil. Brazil has recently gone through changes in school grades. Currently, at the age of 6, children attend from the grade 1 to 4 what is called Ensino Primario, and afterwards from grade 5 to 9 the Ensino Fundamental. At the age of 15 the teenagers go to Ensino Medio, which is equivalent high school in other countries, but it is only 3 years long and can either be a regular or technical course. Primary school is mandatory and consists in 9 years called Ensino Fundamental, separated in Ensino Fundamental I and Ensino Fundamental II. First grade, 6 to 7 year olds. Second grade, 7 to 8 year olds. Third grade, 8 to 9 year olds. Fourth grade, 9 to 10 year olds. Fifth grade, 10 to 11 year olds. Sixth grade, 11 to 12 year olds. Seventh grade, 12 to 13 year olds. Eighth grade, 13 to 14 year olds. Ninth grade, 14 to 15 year olds. Primary school is followed by the optional 3 years called Ensino Medio. First grade, 15 to 16 year olds. Second grade, 16 to 17 year olds. Third grade, 17 to 18 year olds. Burma, Canada. In Canada, primary school usually begins at ages 3 or 4, starting with either kindergarten or grade 1 and lasts until age 13 or 14. Many places in Canada have a split between primary and elementary schools. In Nova Scotia, elementary school is the most common term. The provincial government of Nova Scotia uses the term primary instead of kindergarten, pre-kindergarten or early childhood education *, primary *, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, grade 7 *, Quebec 1e secondaire, grade 8 *, Quebec 2e secondaire, grade 9 *, Quebec 3e secondaire, grade 10 *, Quebec 4e secondaire, grade 11 *, Quebec 5e secondaire, grade 12 students in the prairie provinces are not required by statute to attend pre-kindergarten or kindergarten ***. Quebec only goes up to grade 11 then. Students are required to go to CEGEP before University Denmark. In Denmark, 9 years of primary school are compulsory. Kindergarten, 3 to 6 years. https://meta.wikimedia.org/freedom_of_panorama_in_Europe_in 2015 0th grade, 5 to 7 years. First grade, 6 to 8 years. Second grade, 7 to 9 years. Third grade, 8 to 10 years. Fourth grade, 9-11 years. Fifth grade, 10 to 12 years. Sixth grade, 11 to 13 years. Seventh grade, 12 to 14 years. Eighth grade, 13 to 15 years. Ninth grade, 14 to 16 years. 10th grade, 15 to 18 years. Estonia. In Estonia, 9 years of primary school are compulsory. The first 3 grades of primary school are called alkool, which can be translated as beginning school, and can be confused with primary school. In some low-density population areas, alkool is the only school available and students enter primary school in bigger towns. First grade, 7 to 8 years. Second grade, 8 to 9 years. Third grade, 9 to 10 years. Fourth grade, 10-11 years. Fifth grade, 11-12 years. Sixth grade, 12-13 years. Seventh grade, 13-14 years. Eighth grade, 14-15 years. ninth grade, 15-16 years. Finland, 9 years of primary school are compulsory. Kindergarten, 6 to 7 years. First grade, 7 to 8 years. Second grade, 8 to 9 years. Third grade, 9 to 10 years. Fourth grade, 10-11 years. Fifth grade, 11-12 years. Sixth grade, 12-13 years. Seventh grade, 13-14 years. Eighth grade, 14-15 years. Ninth grade, 15-16 years. 10th grade, 16-17 years. France. In France, primary schools provide education from the age of 6 to 11. The students start in CP, then passed in CE1, CE2, CM1 and finally CM2. Before 1941, primary schools had upper sections called écoles primaires supérieures, which spanned on 4 years and enabled students to enter normal schools or clerking professions. Such sections were turned into lycées écoutes but corps complémentaires remained until 1959, when such courses were turned into colleges d'enseignement généraux. Education is mandatory from 6 years old to 16 years old. Free public and free private education is offered from 3 years old. Home education is allowed. Occasionally classes are of a double level to make up the number of pupils per class, usually to 29. Pré acute élémentaire garderie. Crèche. Élémentaire. École maternelle toute petite section. Cycle I. Petite section, moyenne section, grande section. Cycle 2. Grande section. École primaire CP if reading and writing are not learned the first time. CE1. Cycle 3 CE2, CM1, CM2. Secondary college brevet diploma, lycée baccalauréat diploma supérieur. Premier cycle, second cycle, troisième cycle. College and lycée are usually separate establishments, with large communes having a college, while the lycée are usually in the larger towns and cities. Germany. Depending on the federal state, primary schools provide education from Class 1 to Class 4 or from Class 1 to Class 6. After primary school, students may attend a Hauptschule, Mittelschule, Regionalschule or a Realschule, which are more vocationally orientated, a gymnasium, which is more academically oriented, or a Gesamtschule, which is comparable to a comprehensive school. The first school for German children is called Grundschule. It takes usually 4 years. The pupils are between 6 and 10 years old. The education consists of learning to read, write, basic math and general knowledge. In some schools, a first foreign language is introduced, usually English. In the final year of primary school, children receive a recommendation as to which further school they can attend. Kindergarten, 3 to 6 years. Grade 1, 6 to 7 years. Grade 2, 7 to 8 years. Grade 3, 8 to 9 years. Grade 4, 9 to 10 years. Grade 5, 10-11 years. Grade 6, 11-12 years. Depending on the recommendation they received from their teacher, children proceed to their mandatory secondary education in either Hauptschule, Realschule, or Gymnasium. Upon the successful completion of grades 11 and 12 in the gymnasium, students receive the Abitur, a diploma with the permission to enter post-secondary education. The Abitur will not be received at the end of Haupt- and Realschule, but graduating students are eligible to enter the 10th grade of the gymnasium if they wish to obtain the Abitur. Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, students attend primary schools for the first 6 years of compulsory education. Hungary. Primary school education for children in Hungary takes 8 years. First grade, 6 to 7 years. Second grade, 7 to 8 years. Third grade, 8 to 9 years. Fourth grade, 9 to 10 years. Fifth grade, 10-11 years. Sixth grade, 11-12 years. Seventh grade, 12-13 years. Eighth grade, 13-14 years. Iceland. In Iceland, 10 years of primary school are compulsory. Primary school teaching in Iceland consists of 10 grade levels. These are: first grade, 6 to 7 years; second grade, 7 to 8 years; third grade, 8 to 9 years; fourth grade, 9 to 10 years; fifth grade, 10-11 years; sixth grade, 11-12 years; seventh grade, 12-13 years; eighth grade, 13-14 years; ninth grade, 14-15 years; 10th grade, 15-16 years. Indonesia. The Indonesian term for elementary school is Sekolah Dasar. India. In India, elementary schools provide education from class 1 to class 8. The children in these classes are generally aged between 6 to 15 years. It is the next stage after kindergarten. The next stage after primary education is middle school. In most schools in North India, children in classes 1st to 3rd are taught English, Hindi, mathematics, environmental science, and general knowledge. In class 4th and 5th, the environmental science subject is replaced by general science and social studies. However, some schools may introduce this concept in class 3 itself. Some schools may also introduce a third language in class 5th or even in class 4th. Sanskrit and local state language are the most common third languages taught in Indian schools. At some places, primary education is labeled as the education of class 3rd to class 5th and up to class 2nd as pre-primary education. This is because many new concepts are introduced in this class. Children are taught painting instead of drawing and coloring, exams are taken, and word sum puzzle in maths are introduced along with geometry. The National Council of Educational Research and Training is the apex body for school education in India. The NCERT provides support and technical assistance to a number of schools in India and oversees many aspects of enforcement of education policies. In India, the various bodies governing school education system are the state government boards, in which the majority of Indian children are enrolled, the Central Board of Secondary Education Board, the Council for the Indian School Certificate Examinations Board, the National Institute of Open Schooling, international schools affiliated to the International Baccalaureate Programme in, or the Cambridge International Examinations, Islamic madrasa schools, whose boards are controlled by local state governments, or autonomous, or affiliated with Darul Uloom Deoband. Autonomous schools like Woodstock School, Auroville, Pathabhavan and Ananda Marga Gurukula. Primary, secondary education in India is segregated as primary, upper primary, lower secondary, and higher secondary. Kindergarten. Nursery 3 years, lower kindergarten -4 years, upper kindergarten 5 years. These are not mandatory as per government rules, but however it's recommended before joining first standard. First standard, 6 years. Second standard, 7 years. Third standard, 8 years. Fourth standard, 9 years. Fifth standard, 10 years. Sixth standard, 11 years. Seventh standard, 12 years. Eighth standard, 13 years. Ninth standard, 14 years. 10th standard, 15 years. 11th standard, 16 years. 12th standard, 17 years. Iran. There is 6 years of education in primary school. Ireland. Primary school teaching in Ireland consists of 8 class levels. These are junior infants, senior infants, first class, second class, third class, fourth class, fifth class, sixth class. Junior and senior infants correspond to kindergarten. The subjects mainly taught in primary school are English, maths, Irish, modern European language, history, geography, science, drama, music, SPHE, religion. Secondary school teaching in Ireland consists of 6 class levels. These are first year, second year, third year, fourth year, transition year. This year is optional. 5th year, 6th year. The content of the religion course taught depends on the management of the school. Many schools are managed and owned by the Roman Catholic Church, with a lesser belonging to the Church of Ireland and to the multi-denominational group Educate Together, and a handful run by other religions, such as Muslims. Each school body decides on the emphasis of its religious instruction. In Catholic schools, 2nd and 6th class prepare children for Holy Communion and Confirmation respectively. In the Church of Ireland, this preparation is done when the pupil is aged about 14 years, and is in secondary school. Children may start at primary school at any age between 4 and 6 years of age. Most children finish primary school at or around 12 years of age. Italy. Primary school teaching in Italy consists of 5 grades. Before the first grade, there is the kindergarten, which is not compulsory. Elementary first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. Schools used to have a 6-day school week, Monday to Saturday. Lately, as of 2008, most elementary and middle schools have reduced the school week to 5 days, with high schools remaining with 6. Israel. Daycare. 4 months 1.5 years. Preschool. 2-year minus 6 year. Kindergarten or pre-1A. 5 to 7. Class 1, 6 to 7, Class 2, 7 to 8, Class 3, 8 to 9, Class 4, 9 to 10, Class 5, 10, 11, Class 6, 11, 12. Some schools include classes 7 and 8 as elementary school, some include them as high school. Class 7, 12, 13, Class 8, 13, 14, Class 9, 14, 15. Class 10, 15, 16, Class 11, 16, 17, Class 12, 17, 18. Japan. Kindergartens, nursery schools are private institutions and attendance is not mandatory. Nursery school, kindergarten, 3 to 4-year-olds. Nursery school, kindergarten, 4 to 5-year-olds. Nursery school, kindergarten, 5 to 6-year-olds. Elementary school, grade 1, 6 to 7-year-olds. Elementary school, grade 2, 7 to 8-year-olds. Elementary school, grade 3, 8 to 9-year-olds. Elementary school, grade 4, 9 to 10-year-olds. Elementary school, grade 5, 10 to 11-year-olds. Elementary school, grade 6, 11 to 12-year-olds. Middle school, grade 1, 12 to 13-year-olds. Middle school, grade 2, 13 to 14-year-olds. Middle school, grade 3, 14 to 15-year-olds. High school, grade 1, 15 to 16-year-olds. High school, grade 2, 16 to 17-year-olds. High school, grade 3, 17 to 18-year-olds. English has become a compulsory subject at primary schools in Japan since April 2011 in order to compete with other Asian countries in English proficiency. Japanese students have among the lowest English TOEFL scores in Asia.